Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Fortress Comic News, episode 374. I'm one of your hosts, Chris, alongside my co-host here, Mike. What's going on, Mike?
Nothing much. I'm here for the latest interview this episode with Mr. Travis Gibb. So he's going to be stopping by in a little bit to chat about his latest installment in Granite State Punk. It's on Kickstarter right now, so we're going to talk about that in a little bit. I'm not ditching him this time, so there is proof.
It's nice of you to show up.
Yeah, it's nice for me to show up and chat with him. Other than that, I don't know. You got anything to chat about before we hit the news? We got a jam-packed episode.
And no, I've had a house full of people all week. I did not read a ton of comics. I did not watch a ton of shows. I'm behind on everything immediately, so sorry. No boys talk. No
boys talk for me.
Which is kind of funny because it's fun to watch the Acolyte like drama happen from a distance and be like, I have no clue what anybody's fucking talking about.
Yeah, and I've seen like the reviews tanking. I don't know. I haven't seen any episodes yet, and I'm like, it has a lower rating right now on a lower user rating on Rotten Tomatoes than the Star Wars Holiday Special. It is now the lowest Star Wars.
So we'll see.
Yeah,
and it's gonna be really funny to go into it with all the memes in mind.
Yeah,
and be like, oh, that's what that's from,
and try to take it seriously.
Yeah. So, other than that, just been a busy week.
Yeah, I hear you.
Family in town.
Prime Video, TV news. So Prime Video announced that The Boys will end with season 5. So we're in season 4 now. Haven't seen any episodes yet. I know they dropped the first few episodes. I'll be caught up next week. But that's probably par for the course, right? I could see it ending. I didn't think we'd get more than a couple more. I think I'm okay with that.
I just think I love The Boys. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
like it's been really great. I think their big sin was that they made Homelander became so popular as a villain, that they made him the center of the show. And like, while he is like the main antagonist of the book, he's in the background a lot until near the end.
Right, he's not the focal point.
Yeah, like we didn't get these big arcs where they go after the G-men, they go after this guy, and so it does make sense because how long can you keep just doing this Homelander thing over and over again?
Yeah, he's gonna have to die eventually, right?
Yeah, and it's just people are gonna get sick of it eventually. Like eventually, it's gonna be like, okay, we get the point. Like he's bad, kill him already.
Yeah, just kill him.
And it's gonna be really hard to like, who's the next big threat?
Right.
Nobody.
Yeah.
Makes sense, and I'll be happy to see it end before it like overstays its welcome too.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope we get a good spot in season 4, and then we want one more season, then I'll be okay with that. Yeah.
So I'm excited to jump into season 4. We'll see.
Yeah. So we got 3 episodes out for that now. I think every Thursday an episode comes out. I'll be caught up on it. And then Star Wars Acolyte 3rd episode came out, so we'll be checking that out. And then you watched Delicious Dungeon, the finale. I have not watched it yet, but
yeah, big finale. And it's literally that, like, it just sets up, puts last episode, I was gonna say issue.
Yeah.
All of our heroes had switched bodies. We dealt with the whole changeling thing. They play with that a little bit more and then immediately get them back to where they need to be. And it ends with them just going deeper into the dungeon and kind of setting up like where everything is. We get the main character, the tall man character, his backstory in this one, and just really sets things up in a way that is interesting because they'll still be in the dungeon, but they can really do something new with like the environments and everything moving forward based on where they're going. So yeah, all overall, like this show has been really great, and I think it's a really great first season. I saw like in Japan they're already doing season 2 stuff, so
amazing.
Like the new posters out, I saw that and a few other things, so I'll be excited to see when we get season 2 of it. But great show, love this show.
And then a little bit of movie news. We had WB Animation release a trailer for the upcoming Watchmen animated adaptation. After the ad, jeez, come on, guys. What do we? Not Chris, but the ad people in general. Freaking YouTube, of course. Yeah, so I watched the trailer, and it's so now. First off, we're getting a 2-part movie event because you can't do it all in one.
Correct.
Animation's all right. We're getting the whole new. This is like how the new Dragon Ball Z movie was, right? This type of animation.
Yeah, stuff that DC's been doing for a while now. It's
which is all right. I mean, I'm seeing it, Chris, and we're getting all the highlight moments. There's a lot of comic book shots straight from the comic with Rorschach and stuff like that. But like, so why are we getting this? I guess is my question. Like, do we need it? Do we need like a 1-to-1 adaptation? I mean, like I saw it, and I'm like, yeah, but it's not something I'm really interested in watching. I don't know.
Well, remember when they announced this in Crisis last year? Like those are their 2 big movie things. And I was joking that, like, of course, like, because that's what DC boils down to is a Crisis and Watchmen.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, that's the joke, and it's partially true. Like, I make some joke about Marvel if people really want to get that way, but in all honesty, like, I am not the biggest Zack Snyder fan on the planet. I obviously have a huge problem with his DC adaptations.
Yeah,
but like, we got like the perfect live action adaptation already.
Yeah, it's there.
And like, I don't know, you're gonna do it again? Will I watch it? Of course I'm gonna watch it, Mike. But like,
for real.
I agree with you. Like, it seems,
and it almost looks like
they're a cash grab.
They're like setting off a nuke. They're like what they did in the movie instead of the squid, right? So it's like, they're even like,
I mean, that could be I remember there's like a flashback sequence somewhere where
they're talking about the doomsday clock, but
or not a flashback, but like a, hey, this could happen. Whatever.
I mean,
you didn't see any pirates though. You notice that?
Yeah, no black freighter. So I don't know if we're doing an adaptation and we're doing a 2-part and there's no black freighter. That's really weird.
Yeah. So
I don't know.
We will see.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know about it. Like, it just seems like a huge cash grab to me. But
yeah, that's all it seems like to me.
That being said, a huge cash grab I'm going to watch.
Yeah, because it has Watchmen in it.
Yeah.
All right, we got a lot of comic news to get through this week, so let's just hop through and then talk about what we read. We're going to start off at the top with Marvel. Marvel celebrating Deathlock's 50th anniversary with a new one-shot special from writers Christopher Priest and Justina Ireland and artist Dale Eaglesham, Matthew Waite, and Leek Ross. I think it's Leek Ross, right?
I think it's supposed to be Luke, probably.
Luke, okay. An amalgam of reanimated flesh and computer circuitry. Former military strategist Colonel Luther Manning was locked in a state of living death, stripped of his family, his humanity, but not his will. Manning became the cyborg Deathlock the Demolisher, a weapon of war programmed solely for destruction. Should I go on to the next part before we talk about this?
Yeah, I'm making you read the entire thing.
This is what he does to me, Travis. All right, you ready? A bold blend of science fiction, horror, and war, Deathlock's genre-shattering sagas push the limits on dystopian storytelling. 50 years later, this tragic cyborg hero's take is more relevant than ever, and readers won't want to miss where his path takes him next. My God. Travel back to the ruins of Manhattan, for an action-packed, laser blasting, building smashing, explosive adventure, uncovering secrets of a world that will excite new and long-time fans. Witness the world of tomorrow where everything went horribly wrong, filled with danger around every corner, brutal villains, as the reluctant half-man, half-machines latest mission culminates in an ending designed to shock your technology-tormented brain. Wow, there's a lot going on with this. I don't. Even that isn't going to get me into Deathlock. I don't know about you guys, but I'm sorry.
I mean, I've never heard a more lie. No one has ever bought those 5-writer books and been like, wow, this is a great jumping on point. I should really.
Yeah.
Like, this is exciting. This is everything I needed to get to this character.
Yeah.
The fact that he's 50 years old, and I bet you he's only had like 26 issues total.
Yeah.
It's
correct.
Yeah. It's always been issues like this where we're trying to make it work again, and then it doesn't work. And here we are.
I mean, right, the last time we saw him is Savage Avengers, right? Where he was Miles.
It was Miles Morales, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
that was the last time when he shows up as like a side character, like he's cool enough, but I don't know. I'm not going to pick up a solo book. And that's why, Travis, they've only had 27 issues.
I need to know now. I'm going to look it up. I remember when Blade came out and like the newest issue of Blade, it was like legacy titling. 22. I was like, what?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing? Come on, really?
Just so unfortunate because come on.
I
Should
love
Blade
Blade.
some
Right,
love.
right. You had the whole 90s where people love Blade. Like that was on you.
Yeah, and there was 20 issues. Really? Come on.
Yeah, this is par for the course though. Marvel like loves their anniversaries.
Oh yeah,
they love them. So, of course.
I mean, yeah. I'd rather see them publish, and I don't think they have the rights, but I'd rather see them publish a Terminator book, to be honest. But
That's Dynamite, bro.
yeah, that's Dynamite. So I'd rather read that from Dynamite than Deathlock. But that's just me. Because we are getting those nice hardcovers reprinted, which is awesome.
Yes, I cannot wait for those.
Travis,
did we get a number?
I am doing it right now. That there's not a set number. It's more than 20, but it's not much. Hold on.
I'd say less than 40.
Come on.
No way there's more than 40 Deathlock issues out there.
Plus,
He's crunching the numbers in real time. We
we
got to get him one of those green like accounting hats with the...
All right. So officially Deathlock, with it being Deathlock, there's 5 volumes of Deathlock that's come out.
Okay.
It is a total of 36.
So this is 37?
This would be 37.
37?
I said there wasn't more than 40, so I guess I had a feeling.
I mean, that's not kind of like the Astonishing Tales, the Marvel team ups, all the shit.
Yeah,
but yeah, 36 is the whole thing. His first, he didn't even have his like. We're celebrating an anniversary for his collected. His June 12th was like his first miniseries. They finally made a trade for the first miniseries.
Wow. It's we're celebrating a character we didn't even put out one issue of a year of those 50 years. You don't even have 50 issues within those 50 years. Like, come on.
his first Deathlock number 1 was 1990. Like,
that tracks.
You didn't even like him from 1974 to 1990.
But then in the 90s, they're like, he's edgy enough. We can do it.
Finally.
Can you imagine Deathlock with a Venom symbiote? Oh, yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's the 90s, people.
That'll print money. Nope, didn't work. They're like, he's got enough muscles and guns.
I think Campos wrote that as well, if I remember correctly. And that just Venom burst.
Oh, man. All right, let's go on.
This
to
is
the
a cool cover, though.
It is a cool cover. I'll give him that. But other than that, I'm not reading it. This next thing I'm really excited for because I've been loving Black Label lately. DC announced a new Plastic Man miniseries from writer Christopher Cantwell, artist Alex Lins, called Plastic Man No More. That is a terrifying cover. Eel O'Brien might be a superhero now, but before he was anything else, he was a crook until the accident that turned him into a pliable Plastic Man. Eel was bad to the bone, and just because he no longer has bones doesn't mean that it's not still true. When an incident on a Justice League mission leads to a catastrophic cellular damage, Plastic Man discovers he just might be out of time to make amends for the past he's tried hard to outrun, or to save the soul of his son, who, unfortunately for him, might have inherited more from dear old dad than just his superpowers. I love Plastic Man. I'm a huge Plastic Man fan. The fact that it's a Black Label book is crazy to me. I don't know what to expect out of this. I don't know if it's a Black Label book because like Plastic Man's going to go around making dick jokes, or if it's going to deal with like some real serious shit. Like, I think
Cantwell just has an out of continuity story he wants to tell.
Yeah, is that it? Like,
I mean, and that's gonna be my big like. We'll see. Is Cantwell is a very hit or miss writer for me. Like,
yeah,
he has stuff I like, he has stuff I'm not so fond of. It's rough, but it is Plastic Man, and it does have 2 variant covers by 2 of my favorite artists, Mike Allred we're looking at right now, and Chris Samney right here, which is a phenomenal cover.
I love that. Yeah.
So
I think Cantwell was trash. So that's tough for me. However, the things that I have liked, it's because of the massive amount of continuity that he instills into it. So like his Doom and his Thanos were good because he put so much continuity into it. And I love that continuity. So putting him in something where he doesn't have to respect continuity is a little frightening to me because that's his only strength, in my opinion, as a writer.
While I agree with you on those, I did really like that Namor book he did.
That's one of your favorite characters too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was a kind of out of continuity book.
Is it is it because someone wrote Namor and you're just proud of him?
Probably just happy to have Namor. Like you're right. But I did really like that book.
That's part of it.
It's fair. The same can be said about Plastic Man.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's how I feel exactly right now. I'm gonna not care who writes this book. I'm gonna read it anyways. That's an interesting one.
Yeah, that's the one I keep seeing on the internet. I like that.
Yeah. And he is melting in like a lot of them. So there's probably maybe some existential dread associated with this book, which I hope so because I'm all about that shit. Yeah, interesting. We'll see. Like I said, Christopher Cantwell, not so excited about him, but Plastic Man in general, I'll always read that.
Oh yeah, I'll at least give it a shot.
Some more DC announcements. All right, they announced their Halloween anthology this year, coming in October, titled DC's I Know What You Did Last Crisis. Okay, that's an awesome title. This comic will feature stories from Dan Didio, Will Robson, Rex Ogle, and more. In the blackest night, when darkness feels infinite, the very fabric of the universe begins to tear as every major crisis in DCU history rises once again. These 8 chilling tales set during the events of crises past serve to warn you, dear reader, when in crisis, watch your back. In the fractured world of Flashpoint, Professor Pig is stalking Gotham City's nightclubs, sniffing out victims. Wow. During Blackest Night, Scarecrow works outside of a movie theater, recruiting new test subjects to perfect his fear toxin. Even heroes like Nightwing aren't safe when death might just have the power to reverse damage of Infinite Crisis. All these, plus new stories from Crisis on Infinite Earths, Millennium, Zero Hour, The Final Night, and Final Crisis, are collected in DC's I Know What You Did Last Crisis, a deadly new horror anthology coming to haunt you this fall. I love the cover. I like what they're doing, that these are like one shots within other events. I think that's pretty cool. I'm definitely picking it up. I like the infinite cover that they have of like issue 1 is on the cover of issue 1. And it's, you know what I mean? It goes on forever, but that's cool. I mean, DC's doing some fun stuff. I think this sounds pretty fun.
Yeah, I've always said I enjoy that DC does these holiday specials. They're like the only big publisher really doing this kind of stuff with their characters.
Mm-hmm.
And while I don't read most of them, to be honest, the fact that this one like ties into major events and everything,
it's
as well
crazy.
As being a Halloween thing, kind of intrigues me to the point where I'll probably pick it up.
You guys are missing the most fun part.
I was just about to say, Dan Didio's back at DC.
Yeah, Dan Didio. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah,
the name Nightwing. Because that's what that story's going to be about. Him finally getting to kill Nightwing.
Oh yeah,
because that's the whole thing. He tried to kill Nightwing several times during 2 different crises in Jeff Johns, and people are like, "No, you can't kill Nightwing.
You can't kill him."
That's why Dan Didio was my favorite DC editor. So yeah.
Wow. Shots fired. But no, I think that's huge. And I mean, some of we have the JSA in there too. So most of the JSA in the background. Pretty excited about that.
I was gonna say, Travis, I know you're right, because we were talking about last week with his Defenders of Earth book or whatever he's doing. Like, Dan's made his money, and now he's working with Frank Miller on that thing. Like, the dude doesn't need to be writing stuff, really. So, like, he's definitely coming back because it's something he really wants to do, and he really wants to kill Nightwing.
Oh yeah.
I think it's a good foot forward, showing that Dan Didio and DC can work together.
Yeah.
In any capacity, that Frank Miller thing did not work. I am not shocked by this, but I mean, Frank Miller, like, I love the guy. He's got a whole movie that just came out about him. I didn't get to see it. Apparently, it was only a 1-day release. I was not aware.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was a 1-day release. No one told me that, or I would have. I was waiting to see it. I'll see it over the weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you can't. Nope.
But the guy looks like he can't hold a pencil, like, and you're expecting him to do like 6 monthly books. Like, come on, like, what about this thing?
It's a little rough. That's how I felt when he was doing those variant covers when he was doing Master Race.
Right.
Some of those were just atrocious. People are like, this is amazing. I'm like, are we looking at the same covers here, guys? Because this looks like it was drawn in crayon.
We are, Mike, and you're wrong. They were amazing.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay, maybe they were.
Was his Uncle Scrooge and Wolverine also amazing, Chris?
The Wolverine's a little rough. The Uncle Scrooge is amazing just because of how terrible it is.
Yeah. It's like a blob on his
because of the nightmare fuel that it is.
Yeah. It's gonna haunt you.
I will say the Ronin 2 book he did, probably should have left that alone.
It took me 3 issues to realize, I didn't really love the first Ronin. I forgot.
I do love the first Ronin. The funny part about that is that he had an artist doing that book, and I think it was issue 6 that Miller actually does the art for it, and it's better than the artist he hired, in my opinion.
Right.
So yeah, cool that Didio's back at DC.
No,
I will buy the fuck out of this book. It's
hell yeah. More DC comic stuff. New tie-in comic for their video game Multiverses, which I actually played quite a bit. It's great. Multiverses Collision Detected will be written by Brian Q. Miller with art by John Samariva. Bruce Wayne, Diana Prince, and Clark Kent each wake in a cold sweat, troubled by strange dreams they've had about the rabbit, the Star Child, and the witch. Their investigation of these enigmatic visions bring them to unexpected locales and unusual characters, but none more unusual than the mysterious rabbit from their dreams as they find themselves face to face with the one and only Bugs Bunny. What the heck is going on here? And who in the name of multiverse are the Star Child and the witch? Hit video game spills from your screen and into the DCU and brings a whole lot of friends from some of your favorite universes with it. So actually, the game just updated. I was going to talk about this, and I've been playing it again online because they added Jason Voorhees to the game. So yeah, because he's under WB, so it's all like Warner Brothers characters. Like you can beat the shit out of people with Velma, and like you can have Batman fighting Velma. It's a lot like Super Smash Brothers, but WB characters. So they added Black Adam. They added they have Batman. All the people you see on there's some Steven Universe characters, Adventure Time characters, stuff like that. But it's a pretty wild game, and it plays really well. So I think that's cool that they're making stories out of it.
Do you think LeBron James will show up in this comic?
No, because I know he's in the game. I haven't played it.
Do you know why there was such a big gap though? Like it came out like
no, I don't know.
And then all of a sudden, we're gonna get a whole bunch of new characters.
Yeah, it was weird. Yeah, because I hadn't heard shit about it. My buddy was like, "Oh, they updated it. You know, you can play as Black Adam out of nowhere," and I was like, "Oh, okay."
Their excuse was it was in beta, and then they took it down to do a full release.
I will say it's completely overhauled now. It's like there's like story campaigns. They added the Joker. The Joker's in it now. There's like story
mode.
Yes, it's weird. So it's like I don't want to say battle pass because you don't really pay for it, but you do these tiers. Like, so Joker has his own storyline. Jason has his own storyline. Yeah, there's a lot of content they unlocked for the game recently, so it's really cool. And they added some more characters. So
I just had the LeBron James joke. Like, I'm not gonna read this.
Yeah, I mean, they don't mention LeBron in the solicit or have him on the. Well, if they had him on the cover, they'd probably.
You're going to mess up, Chris. You're going to mess up. Remember, what made everyone big is that crossover DC. Injustice. Became the biggest thing. This is it.
Injustice. This is the next one.
I have all those issues. That's the 4-issue mini that could.
This is it, Chris. Don't miss out. Yeah. It's the same thing.
Bugs Bunny.
Who was the character that had the cop car show up as like their finisher or whatever?
I don't know.
I remember there was some controversy because people were using it and then they used it on LeBron. So it's like, like in this game, like a black guy gets arrested by cops and then driven off to the side of the building.
That's pretty rough.
If that doesn't show up in the comic, you're cowards, DC.
Come on. Come on.
I mean, it was such a big news that both Mike and myself haven't heard about, just you, Chris. Maybe you go to different news websites than the rest of them.
I'm more in, I dive into video game stuff, so I remember.
Yeah, he's more into the video game shit, but I just sit there and play him, and I'm stupid and dumb and happy about it. But
yeah,
I wanted to play. I honestly just play as Superman, and I freeze breath people, and that's all I do. I just spam that, and I'm happy.
I liked Diana Troy, and I liked Morty more than Rick.
Oh yeah, because they added Rick and Morty. That's right. I forgot. Yeah. Yep. They had quite a few characters. It is kind of weird that you can play Rick Sanchez and get the shit beat out of you by Batman. So some cool stuff happening in the game. I can see them doing some cool stories with it. So I'll probably end up reading this.
So it's Velma who calls the cops.
It's Velma. Yeah. That's hilarious.
And the first article I find is Velma's a Karen. So that's good.
Wow.
But yeah, that did happen. I didn't make that up.
That's I'm really shocked.
It'd be better though if that game, because it has LeBron James, if it had Jordan, so you can play Jordan versus LeBron.
That's what you really need.
Toon Stars. That's what that game needs.
Yeah, right. Because I didn't watch the new Space Jam.
Yeah, they should just be a skin palette change. Like they
Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah. You could just like put Jordan over him. Be like, this is fine.
And the age of the person playing based on who they pick.
Which one you pick. I love that. Mad Cave news. All right, we got a few things from Mad Cave. Mad Cave announced a new series titled The Body Trade from writer Zach Thompson and artist Jock. Oh, wow. Yeah. I love Jock. That's an amazing cover. Kim Krlik is a divorced ex-con who's trying to atone. However, his short temper tends to get the best of him when he returns to Florida to bury his estranged son. He's sickened to find an empty grave. His son's remains are sold to the body trade. Armed with righteous fury, Kim sets out to reclaim his child's corpse, but one act of vengeance causes everything to spiral out of control. The body trade is an unrelenting revenge story set against the backdrop of America's aftermarket for dead bodies. Critically acclaimed writer Zach Thompson from Blow Away into the Unbeing and star artist Jock from a bunch of stuff, but in Hell We Fight, they mentioned team up for this neo-noir crime thriller rife with bloodshed and brutality in the tradition of Blue Ruin and Hell or High Water. Yeah, I mean, you had me with Jock's art, honestly, but this sounds like a really interesting story. I'd have to think it's post-apocalyptic because I don't think there's a body trade going on in Florida right now, unless Travis can confirm. But
I mean, Travis.
I mean, I wrote a comic about broke down Florida bodies. So I mean,
yeah, that's true. Yeah, we have the expert here right now, but
I think it is set in modern day, but
yeah,
you had me at Zach Thompson, honestly.
Yeah,
it sounds like a really cool title. We talk feels like every week about how great Mad Cave's doing, so I don't want to go on about that again.
Right.
It just sounds like a really cool premise. Obviously, having an artist like Jacques on the title adds a caliber to it. I think it's interesting that we're seeing Mad Cave also, and we've been seeing a lot over the past couple months, where they're going outside of their stable of people and bringing in these other writers, artists, creators, and are making even more great comics, or at least potentially great comics. So I'm excited for this one. This is something that sounds really interesting.
I mean, Jock is such a level up for Mad Cave. I mean,
that's crazy. You don't see him do like I feel like Jock's one of those artists that just does what he wants, right? Like, and to see him, pick and choose what books he wants, he doesn't do a whole lot, and for him to be at Mad Cave is huge. But yeah, I'm excited for that. Next one is another new series from Mad Cave called Spectrum for writer Rick Quinn and artist Dave Chisholm. Melody Parker is losing her mind. She's living on the streets of Seattle during the WTO protests of 1999. She is seeing things: androids, aliens, pigs, and high fashion. And a creature named Echo, one of the sustained elemental beings with the power to alter reality through music. Okay. And she invites Melody to join her as she brings about the end of the world. As Melody tries to escape, this strange woman suppresses memories from across vast spans of time, flood into her awareness, bringing her very identity into question. You don't want to miss the stunning new release from Rick Quinn and music comic specialist Dave Chisholm. It sounds crazy. That's a really cool looking cover. It sounds like a mindfuck of a book. Yeah, I don't know if this one's for me. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but probably not something that I would really pick up normally.
I'm probably on the same spectrum as you there.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, I'm trying to maybe think of someone else. Did Rick Quinn do that Uncanny Valley book
Now you have me wondering too. I'll have to look it up. But
I can't remember. The name sounds familiar.
Yeah, I don't think I've read anything from him.
It's one of those things where, to just be honest with the audience, if I was to put my money down, probably wouldn't check it out. But getting a review copy, I'd probably at least give it a read through to see what it's all about. But it really doesn't seem like something that would be in my wheelhouse personally.
Yeah. I don't. So I'm looking at Uncanny Valley right now. I'm trying to see who wrote it.
All I found was a book called Saltwater when I did a Google.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I don't think I've really heard of Rick Quinn much. Yeah, if I knew I
don't know these creators.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, the book doesn't sound that interesting to me, but
no.
But if they are tagged, spectrum implies some sort of on the spectrum, which I don't think it said that in the solicit.
Oh yeah,
it could be interesting. It could be kind of a different type of book.
Yeah.
So he did a book called Uncanny Valley, but it's not the book I'm thinking of.
Okay.
And then he's done a book called Spirit Drifters. It looks like he's done a lot of independent work, nothing published. So at least nothing I can see that's published.
Yeah. Yeah, you did mention the spectrum and the colors underneath it too. So maybe it does have to deal with that, but
yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. The next one I'm pretty excited for. Mad Cave Studios announced a new series titled Prairie Gods, Race the Devil from writer Shane Connery. They say it's the Twilight Zone meets Sin City. This looks crazy. Each self-contained issue centers on supernatural events and characters in and around the small prairie town of Broad Acres. The series will resonate with fans of Hellboy, while the shifting genres and themes will appeal to fans of westerns, crime, race car movies, lost treasures, serials, and war stories with a dose of action throughout. The first exhilarating story features Freddie Davis, a champion race car driver who has returned home to Broad Acres. He buys his abandoned speedway, intending to race against its only undefeated driver, the Devil himself. Future issues seamlessly weave terrifying revenants, aliens, and time travel into Broad Acres setting, expanding each chapter of the anthology series to a larger mythos and establish a captivating cast of characters. I think that's an interesting premise, but I'll probably check this one out for sure. I don't think I've heard of that writer either, though. Shane Connery.
No, I don't
read anything of his. So
my issue with this particular issue, and I'm sure they're talented, but I've read Drive Like Hell.
Yeah.
And I've read what is it? God Country. So I've read this book.
Right. Yeah.
Writers that I trust.
Yeah. Yeah. For writers that you know. Yeah.
I was gonna say I read Afterlift, so Chip Zdarsky already did it really good.
Yeah. And I'll say and it being an anthology series with a number one like that. I mean, I think they need to tell people they don't announce that it's an anthology series is kind of interesting to me because I thought Mad Cave really didn't do those, but
it's like an anthology with the same creative team for each issue. It's not like you're gonna get a bunch of different creators.
That's true.
He's basically telling one and done stories inside this universe.
That's like it's a Twilight Zone, I guess.
Yeah. It doesn't fit inside something I would really enjoy personally. So I don't know if I would be picking it up, but I always say with all that, if people come out and say it's really great or something, then I'm willing to give it anything a shot. But it's, I don't know. When I first saw it, I was hoping for more Mad Max and less.
That's what I thought
the
from the cover, but I don't know. We'll see. And like Travis said, we've read better shit from people that we know, writers that we trust. Oni Press announced a new series called The Autumn Kingdom from writer Cullen Bunn and artist Christopher Mitten. Now, there's a writer I know. Best-selling author Andrew Keir found the perfect place to finish his last dark fantasy novel, an idyllic remote cabin on the edge of lush Swedish forest. His young daughters, Summer and Winter, gleefully explore until they happen upon a strange clearing of ancient statues, goblins, dwarfs, elves, and a warrior queen mysteriously missing her sword hand and a weapon. When something sinister follows the girls home and viciously snatches their parents in the night, the sister's only hope may that be at that ancient relic lost in the forest underbrush, waiting for a new champion to take it up. I love fantasy, and I'm a big Colin Bunn fan, so yeah, I'll definitely be reading this. Interesting coming from Oni Press, I think. But yeah, this looks awesome.
I think Oni Press is in the Colin Bunn business. Like,
yeah, yes, yeah.
Like, they want to have a Colin Bunn book on the shelves at all times. That said, they do need to diversify their portfolio a bit because they have really become like the Rick and Morty / horror company. And part of that's their own fault because of what happened with their Nacelleverse stuff. But
yeah,
this looks interesting. I trust Colin. I'm happy that he's got another book out that isn't just body horror, because that's not really my thing.
Yeah.
And when he dives outside of those ideas, I really enjoy what he does. So this is 100% on my list.
Yeah.
I'm going to be the negative guy in the room. I didn't need a 14th Colin Bunn book for this month because he does like 14. I also don't. I still want to figure out what happened to Colin Bunn that made him go, I'm going to work for every fucking publisher. I'm going to be that guy. There's not an award for it. I mean, a story where I'm not in the Colin Bunn business. I know that story.
Yeah.
But I want to know what made him so mad. I mean, I got him for Orange Cone. Like, seriously, that's how far low he's gone. Like,
yeah. Yeah.
I think he is so obsessive about this shit, man, that he just is constantly working.
Yeah.
And just goes, whoever is willing to publish my stuff. Because I remember when Aftershock was first coming out, and he was one of the first writers to come out with his book.
Right.
The reason he went with, at least the reason he told me he went with them, was that he had a pitch list, and they went for like the books that he said he felt nobody would ever publish. So he's like, yeah, let's do it. But I think at this point he just has relationships with, especially Oni. Like, it seems like Oni has a lot of his stuff on the docket.
I mean, the dude has a relationship with From Software Games. Like, what?
Yeah.
For the Bloodborne comic books.
I'll say he does a lot of stuff for Oni, and then he does a lot of IP stuff for Dark Horse. Because, dude, he did the Cyberpunk comic book.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, he did that too. Yeah. How does he have time to play video games?
When I pitched the artist for that book, I was just like, look, Cullen Bunn has enough books. He will publish you. Like, if you just become friends with him and he likes your work.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You a mainstream book.
Yeah. You'll have work in a month. Don't worry. Yeah. when he announces 6 more books.
What's funny is you say that, Travis, and like Colin's one of my favorite writers out there, but at the same time, like, he has 20 books out. I probably only read like 4 or 5 of them because I don't really dig horror that much.
Yeah, you can't read them. Yeah.
Well, and you just can't, even if you love Cullen Bunn, like, you also love comics. Right. Like, if you're exclusive Cullen Bunn.
That's my problem is, I love horror, and I'm not, I can't read. So, like, Cullen Bunn's one of those writers, if there's something I need to pick up month to month from him, I will. But I wait for a lot of trades from him just because, like, it's easier to be like, oh, shit, yeah, he had a couple volumes of this in the last 6 months, so let me go pick that up. But
I tend to give him 2. I'll give him 2 pulls, on my pull list, and then when they fit a series, I'll pick up something else. Is what I tend to do.
I think the only book by him I'm reading right now is that Monsters Are My Business book, which is the most not Cullen Bunn book out of everything.
That one's kind of wild.
Yeah, I think mine all wrapped up because I was doing the door to door, and I was doing the Lucky Devil, and then I was doing the
I forgot about Lucky Devil.
The one with the long title, like the book should never be read. Or
oh yeah, this is the book that no one should ever read or something.
Yeah. I think I'm out. And then I read his Venom War, the end of the Venomverse, which just got announced that's coming back. So
I was reading his Bloodborne, which I think just wrapped up, and then I got into Ghost Lore, which is still ongoing, but I've just been buying Ghost Lore in trades because it's just that's the only way I can keep up.
I did read Lucky Devil. I liked Lucky Devil.
Lucky Devil is good.
Yeah, that was a while back though. That was a couple years ago.
Was it?
Yeah, 2022.
Okay. I mean, I can tell you, is like he literally. I'm looking at it right now. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 12 books coming out in June.
That's insane.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's
like it's crazy.
Yeah,
and that's the only man on this planet I would say that makes sense for.
Yeah, but he's got, you know, for everything, like, so he's got the Ghost Lord, the Monster Business, but he's also got Gotcha Man and
I've been reading Godzilla and Power Rangers. Power Rangers Godzilla. Yeah.
So
that's what I'm pulling right now.
He's got the Legacy of Violence. He's got a mix of both, you know.
Yeah.
I am reading Gotcha Man too. So
oh yeah, Gotcha Man. Yep. Yeah, I forgot about
Can't
that.
talk about it, but I'm reading it.
Yeah. So good for him getting another book.
Yeah.
I'm picking this up because I love fantasy. I'll probably read this month to month just because it's gonna fill the void I lost when he left. Well, I think he might still be going to do more Bloodborne comics, but that like dark fantasy that like kind of, you know, filled that void. So I'll probably keep up with this one.
Yeah, I need a new dark fantasy book since Philip Kennedy Johnson won't give me what I want.
Yep, there you go.
So
sorry, I'm reading Hell Pierce, which I like, from Dark Horse.
Oh, okay. I haven't read that one. It's good.
Yeah, it's really good. I like it.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, good for Cullen. Oni Press likes him. They want to keep him around. So that's awesome. Okay, one more. We got a couple more things in the news. Boom Studios announced a new horror series titled The Graveyard Club from writer R.L. Stine and artist Carola Borelli. R.L. Stine coming back to some horror stuff. Gravesend is as sleepy a town as they come, especially being surrounded by cemeteries. And the local kids can think of nowhere they'd rather wreak harmless havoc, but being surrounded by tombstones comes with pervasive reminder that in Gravesend there are more dead than there are living. It is an endlessly eerie place with no shortage of strange and dangerous happenings. And when high schooler Parker West pulls what seems like a harmless prank, he may be putting his friends in more danger than they can imagine. So, I mean, R.L. Stine, we know, can do horror, right? Boom, picking that up is pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm just, I don't know. When R.L. Stine came back and he did that one book that was like an anthology style. What was the? It
was for Marvel, right?
No, he did it for Boom.
Oh,
well, he did one for Marvel. He did the Man Thing book, which was,
the Man Thing. Yeah, which wasn't too great.
I thought you loved my Man Thing, Chris.
I love me some Man Thing, especially some giant size Man Thing. But
giant size annual Man Thing.
That thing just wasn't giant size enough for me.
No.
You stand.
88 is what you're looking for.
No, I was like excited for that book, and I read it, and I'm like, this is fun. Like, it's got a Frankenstein thing going, and then like he just keeps coming back, and I get it. Like, dude's got to make money, like whatever. But like, it's just not exciting for me anymore. It's like, okay, R.L. Stine's around.
Yeah,
I don't like him that much that I'm gonna like keep buying everything he does. It was just kind of an event because I remember reading Goosebumps as a little kid, and R.L. Stine's back as an adult. And
this like, I mean, this whole like Stranger Things premise, you know what I mean? Like a tag of teenagers in a haunted town thing doesn't really. It's not something I'm not gonna like be jumping at to read. If I hear that it's good, I'll probably check it out. But
if somebody was going to take on like the Stranger Things-esque vibe, like of course it's R.L. Stine. Like he's been doing that forever.
Yeah, that's Goosebumps in a nutshell. So, yeah, good on him for getting another book.
Yeah, it's really it's hard to tell because Boom's publishing it, because Boom will publish it because it's R.L. Stine,
right?
But they also are really good at finding like this story needs to be told.
Right.
So it's hard to tell without reading it, with it being Boom. Boom actually gives it a little bit more credit to me. I would probably skip it because my favorite R.L. Stine stuff are not the stuff that people love. Like I was a Fear Street more than a Goosebumps.
Yeah, Fear Street. Yeah.
He had How I Spent My Summer Vacation was a series. It was about like a special effects kid that I loved because that's what I wanted. I wanted to be in film so bad. So and like. All his alien stuff, like the aliens take over my classroom.
Oh yeah,
like that. Those are my R.L. Stine. So
yeah,
we'll see.
The book I was thinking of was Stuff of Nightmares. I really like that book.
Yes, Stuff of Nightmares. That's the book he did. Yep. The last piece of news, we have some sad news. Comic book YouTube comic historian Ben Potter passed away at the very young age of 40. Ben's YouTube channel presented videos that were history lessons for comic series and characters in an entertaining way. Yeah, way too young, I would say. I would really encourage people to check out his YouTube channel, Comic Historian. I believe it's still up right now.
Yeah, and he does Manga Historian too. So if you're more of that space,
a deeper dive into character history.
I have never heard of this guy until he passed, which is crazy.
Really?
I think it's because I'm such a historian myself that I don't need that. Like, I don't need a deep dive into someone. Maybe that's why. But like the impact that the community has felt over this is just overwhelming, and I love it. Like, for me, even though I don't know that guy, I love that so many people are touched by this creator, and that he's helped so many people fall in love with the medium, even though I don't know him. Like, it's things like that that really keep me excited as a creator, going like, there's people doing this that are inspiring tons of people that I don't even know. You know, which is wild.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and he also wrote some comics too. Like, he wrote for Valiant a few times. I know Dinesh and all that crew back in the day hired him. I got to meet him once. We did a live stream together 5-6 years ago, and he was a sweetheart. He was such a good dude, and he loves comics. He was just all around a pleasure to be around. And yeah, it sucks. It's way too young. The dude has like kids and a wife and all that. So go check out his videos, get some more revenue for his wife, and just hope for the best for them moving forward. But
yeah,
it sucks. We lost somebody that like really loved comics, that was doing cool stuff and reaching like millions of subscribers.
Yeah, and
which
educating
is so
people,
rare in this space.
Yeah, it's not very often you find somebody that can educate you on the history of like every character, and
be popular with it.
Yeah,
like,
and like,
comics YouTubers don't get popular.
No, that's not a popular thing to get people to watch your video. And I'm going to talk about the history of comics. It's like, okay, delete. Yep. So I would encourage everybody to check that channel out. All right, guys, we can talk about what we read this week. Travis, you want to start us off? Do you want to go through some of the stuff you read?
I mean, I think my list is probably bigger than you guys's.
Probably, it usually is.
Yeah, I've had a full house this week, so I didn't read much.
Size. Oh my God, size matters for sure. And Travis is winning.
We'll start with Image, I guess.
Okay.
Image.
All right.
I think Deviant was this week, right? Or was it last week?
It is this week. I have yet to read it though.
Yeah.
So good. So good. Okay, every issue of that. That is not the story that I thought it was going to be. It's way better than the story I thought it was.
See, you're
right. Does it go back to the regular story? Because I thought the last issue was kind of a what are we doing here?
Yes, but the main characters aren't in this one.
Interesting. Okay.
Huh.
But yes. I got Geiger.
Nice. And that's issue 3?
3, yep.
Yeah. How was that? I haven't got it's in my pile, but I had to catch up on some other stuff. What do you think?
It's good. It's good. It's continuing down its path. This one's is the connecting universe one. So it's connecting the rest of the Ghost Machine, which is good. You know, I knew that was coming somewhere. I didn't know if it was going to be here or Redcoat.
Geiger was the book to do it in.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's so I had a conversation with someone about Geiger the other day. I love Geiger and I love Jeff Johns, but Jeff Johns really got to do something because I don't feel it's like a Spawn yet, right? Like I don't feel 10 years I'm going to care about Geiger. So there's got to be something that happens, and I want it to happen. And I think Jeff Johns is a guy, and I think it's going to level him up, right? When you look at the Usher, if you talk about goats, right? Goats have to have a really good image thing. They have to have done some really good stuff. I mean, he killed it in DC. You know, he's drastically changed the landscape of DC.
Right.
I just want to see him do it in the indie space, and hopefully it will.
That was my thing. Like when they did the middle book, the Geiger Year Zero, I felt like we were meandering there.
Yeah.
But I did when all the new stuff started coming out, the Redcoat and Rook. I really love those books a lot. So, but I do agree with you. Like they feel more like mini or maxi series, not as much like a big universe thing.
Yeah, we need a big like oomph book.
Yeah, I gotta see where this is all going.
Yeah. I do like that being said, I like the Knight character though that he like hangs out with, that like buddy cop thing.
Little buddy cop,
yeah, I do like that.
It's a fun. I mean, I like Redcoat the most, maybe just because I like the Federalists and I like that time period. But I like Redcoat the most. The Rook is the most interesting. Like,
I think Rook is my favorite.
I want to know more about that universe more.
Yeah.
But Redcoat's a lot more fun to read. I think the art's better.
I think Rook has a cooler universe. I agree with you, but I like Redcoat because I like the characters in that book more. Like the idea that just anybody can pop up, like Einstein did, just intrigues me to no end. So
I just a couple I caught up on. So I finished up Justice League versus Kong versus Godzilla, number 7.
Okay.
I thought it was a great ending. You know, the epic battle, obviously the big kaiju battling. But I think the funniest part of the story was that they found the missing like rock that controlled the monsters and everything stuck in Godzilla's foot. Like Superman pops up with it. He's like, oh yeah, it was like under his foot the whole time. Like he stomped on it when we were fighting everybody. I thought that was hilarious. But everybody seems to like not remember that Godzilla just fucking killed Atom Smasher. So they're like, Superman's fine. And I was like, yeah, but like Atom Smasher's dead, like laying in the middle of the city. Like, we're like, nah, but Superman's fine. Let's show this like loving, you know, lovey-dovey scene with like him and Lois, you know, proposing, whatever. But I'm like, so is Atom Smasher, when he's dead, is he still that size? Like, do they got to like chop him up and like haul him out of there? Like, what's going to happen? You know? But overall, I love that fun shit. Like Godzilla versus Justice League. I mean, that's right up my alley. So,
what's funny about that particular book is I am not a Godzilla or Kong guy, and my comic store just couldn't fathom that. They kept putting it in my folder. They're just like, but you have to be getting like everyone's like
but everybody's getting
the universal, like it's on everyone's pull list. Like, why are you not getting? Like, I don't understand.
You're on a watch list somewhere. Like, this is the one guy that didn't buy it. What the fuck?
It's because you wrote that one kaiju book and it never came out, right? That's so you're just forever,
yeah. And then the other one, you talked about this last week, Chris, but I read Godzilla Skate or Die #1, and that's Chewy
I love
Joyce.
that book.
I want to read that one.
It's really good.
That was really good. I mean, as far as like Godzilla books go, it's like, you know, it's a skateboarding, like it's a punk rock book with Godzilla in the background is what it is. It's and the art is really good. I see I've read so many Godzilla books that these are the books that I enjoy about Godzilla, where it's like there's a out of time or different story or era happening, and Godzilla is just like in the background that. And then there's like epic fights, obviously, but I really enjoyed that one.
Did you like the Kaiju Heist, the Aftershock book that came out?
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
that's my actually only sadness about Aftershock going away. I was just like, I really, really wanted more of them.
That was an awesome book. Like stealing shit during the kaiju attacks. Like that's a really cool premise.
That's a good idea.
Yeah,
well, that's why like Kaiju #8, like I really like that book, but I kind of want like the book about just the cleanup crew.
Yeah, I know you get a little bit of the cleanup crew, but yeah, that's something else I had on my list here. I read the latest volume of Kaiju #8, which is insane because like you get all kaijus that match. There's like for each district, and I think it's just Japan that they have these district leaders that are like specially trained to fight kaiju. They've created kaiju that like know how to offset their abilities, and that's like kind of where we leave off on the cliffhanger is like they're all gonna like fight each other, and it's pretty awesome. But yeah, like you said, Chris, that's how I was feeling when in Godzilla versus Justice League was like, are they gonna have a kaiju cleanup crew like come in and clean up Atom Smasher's body? Like what's gonna
like, I mean, I love damage control. Why wouldn't I love damage control with Godzilla in it?
Yeah. So, guys, Blood Hunt #3.
Oh, I didn't get to it yet.
You didn't get to it, Travis?
I've read nothing this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get to it. These are always my favorite parts of one of these series, right? Where like we're gonna split up the team, like instead of everywhere.
Yeah.
Now go read the miniseries.
Right.
Miniseries.
I would say for me, this is like the low of the series so far, right? Like,
Was this the one where it's like we're gonna set up this tie-in book, this tie-in book, and then
like
that?
You go here, you go there. Now you guys go buy this, buy that. Yeah.
See, I normally hate that, but since I'm reading like almost every tie-in for this, I'm gonna be the one that loves it.
Yeah,
it's a good one to go. These are the ones that are important. The rest don't matter. It's really good to have those.
Yeah, I don't think anything else really moved along with the story. Now that I'm thinking about it, like other than like go follow this happening somewhere else.
No,
Yeah.
you'll like it. You'll like it, Chris. It's got a big Captain America moment.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, it does. Yeah. Oh, yeah, the speech, Sam's speech, right?
Yeah.
That was pretty epic. Yeah, Sam gives like a speech to like get everybody riled up. And
Okay.
yeah, that was pretty epic. I forgot about that. That was probably the big part of the book. I read something I forgot came out last week or this week, but Cult of the Lamb #1 by Alex Pagnato wrote it, and art by Troy Little. So this is a book. Cult of the Lamb is a game published by Devolver Digital.
Mm-hmm.
Really good game. I beat it, I don't know, about a year ago. I love the game. I love the art style. And they released a comic book revolving around it. So this issue kind of goes through the whole story of the Cult of the Lamb. Like you're a lamb that gets sacrificed to these like elder gods. You get revived because there's like a power struggle going on, and then you make your own cult, really. The art is really good. If anything else, you should really check it out for the art. But the story is interesting, and the characters are interesting. Like you're this little cute lamb that has to like kill demons and then like rescue people that are being sacrificed and put them in your own cult, which you then sacrifice them in your game too. So it's cool. It's like it. Do you guys remember, was it Happy Tree Friends from Hot Topic? Was that like animated series where there's these little animals that would like kill each other all the time?
Yeah,
that's what it reminds me of.
That was a Newgrounds thing.
Was it Newgrounds? Okay.
Yeah.
And they used to sell it at Hot Topic. They'd sell like the DVDs or shit like that. But
yeah, because it eventually made its way to Adult Swim, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, that's what it reminds me of. So yeah.
Homestar Runner Flash days.
Yeah, Homestar Runner. Oh man. But yeah, I like the first issue. Yeah. The unicorn. Yeah.
Yeah.
You bit my finger. Anyways.
It's a Neopterodon.
Yeah, if you like that shit, read Cult of the Lamb #1. I liked it. I thought it was good.
Cool. Travis, you got anything else?
No.
I can go through mine real quick if you want. Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
Gonna be honest. I'm reading it because I have an opportunity that I could write a little bit of Savage Dragon, so I'm catching up. But man, Eric is doing some crazy stuff, Eric. If you're watching, like, you're wild, man. Like, it is wild.
What issue is he on now?
300 something?
No, 270. He hasn't hit 300 yet.
So you've read all 270 issues?
No.
Oh, okay. Because I've never spoken to anyone that ever has, and I've like always been curious.
No. I read probably the first 50-ish.
Okay.
And then I've come back, for little arcs here and there, and then I'm like 7. It's wild right now. It's
I can imagine.
A porn book. It's weird. Yeah.
Well, I didn't know it was that savage.
Oh yeah, no. Mickey Mouse is trying to like bang Savage Dragon's wife, who's naked most of the issue. Like, it's wild. It's a wild book.
I should be reading Savage Dragon.
Yeah,
now.
The original Savage Dragon's dead. He died a while ago, so it's wild.
I think
I'm crazy.
I think I read somewhere that like Eric, because he's one of the founders of Image too, like he's another one of these guys who like made his money. So he's like, I'm just gonna make this Savage Dragon book, and I'm just gonna do whatever the fuck I want, and they're gonna publish it no matter what they say.
Right, and his art still looks good. I mean, it still looks like Eric Larson,
Yeah.
That's stuff, but...
Oh yeah, it does. That's just crazy. Oh wow, yeah.
That's interesting.
But yeah, you can go through your list, Chris, because I got a big stack.
Okay, so I'll start with a Kickstarter book. Nice. And speaking of Cullen Bunn, everybody,
hey,
The Faraway #1.
Oh yeah, that came out.
Mike, you would love this book.
Yeah, I think I have it digitally. I just haven't read it yet.
So it's that typical intro, like kids are playing D&D, and then they get sucked into the D&D world, and then it goes straight into the D&D cartoon where like the gnome gives them all the magical weapons and
nice.
Hey, welcome to this world, and he immediately fucking gets killed. And that's when it just turns dark real quick. And you've got this like huge horror element where these orcs are attacking the party, and shit just goes haywire, and they have to kind of figure shit out on the fly. And then they end up in this forest at one point where like they meet fairies, and they're like, oh, the fairies can help me out, but the fairies will eat your flesh if you trust them, and like it's insane. It's not really breaking any new barriers, but it's just like all these things that you and I like, Mike, pushed together into one comic.
Yeah,
so that's why I think you would definitely
that
like
sounds
it.
awesome.
Yeah.
Does it feel like Die?
I've never read Die. Is Travis mad I'm not looking?
That is super insulting. That book is so good.
He's
Go to the comic store. It's Father's Day. They close at 5. Actually, we got a call now. You got 15 minutes to get to the comic store.
Yeah, go to the comic store now.
I think I have the first trade digitally too, which is the funny part. Batman, Gotham by Gaslight, the Kryptonian Age, Mike.
Yeah, I didn't read it yet. I'm sorry.
Number 1.
Yeah.
It was okay.
Oh.
It's a Catwoman story.
Wait, what?
So the whole book is about, like, you see Superman come down and crash with Mom and Pa Kent back in the 1800s, whatever.
Okay.
It's the typical thing you always seen, except they added like angry Native Americans in the background. And then they flash forward to the current timeline where like Batman's this, he's that shadow and everything that nobody sees. But we see Selena Kyle going around, and she's her husband has died, so now she's this rich widow, and she's trying to help these women that are, caught into like prostitution, different other things around Gotham. But secretly, Mike, she's also Catwoman.
Interesting.
Yeah, I was hoping for more Superman in my Kryptonian book.
Yeah,
but,
with the Kryptonian age listed in the book. Yeah.
I haven't got it yet, but I keep going back and forth because I don't really feel like they should have made a sequel to Batman by Gaslight. But they brought Andy Diggle out of retirement, so I'm like, where's that man? And I like Andy Diggle, so I'm excited about that. But I'm not a Superman guy, so there's a negative there. But I don't know.
I'm with you. Like, Andy Diggle's the reason that I was interested.
Yeah.
I think they gave him too much rope because I don't know. We'll see. It's only one issue.
Yeah, we'll see where it goes. Right.
So far, like we've seen, I could probably count the panels on one hand that Batman shows up in, and I can tell you that Superman does not show up at all in the first issue. So keep your expectations where they are. A Magma Comics book, Silicon Bandits #2. This might be like my favorite new series.
Really?
Yeah. So this issue like really goes through like the whole heist, like how they're going to steal these parts and what they're going to do with the androids and everything. And then, so you get that whole sequence of like, this is the plan. And then the plan is funny, like how they pull everything together. I don't want to spoil it because it's unique how they do it. And then they go and do the heist and you see that. And then like, there's the obvious twist at the end that I thought I didn't really see it coming, but like I knew a twist had to come at some point. It's a heist story. Like there has to be a twist at some point. A nice double cross. The art is phenomenal. Magma Comics has 2 really great books in my opinion so far.
Nice.
Did
you read Sinister Sons 5?
I didn't. It's on my.
Oh. Okay.
But I did read the Grommets #1.
Okay.
And so this book is written by what is it? Rick Remender and Brian Posehn.
Love Rick Remender. Huge Black Science fan.
So I'm on the other side of that. I'm not a big Rick Remender guy.
Oh, okay. Did you read Black Science though?
Yeah.
I read the first volume of it and dropped off it.
You're reading him wrong. You should try over. Read him better.
What's the one book? There's one book everybody tells me I have to read by him, but then they inform me that he never finished it.
Is it Ascender? Or
no, it's something else. It's something before before Black Science, before all that. Anyways, but what pulled me into this book is the fact that it is a book about 80s skateboard culture.
Oh,
so you got this kid that moves to a new town. He's trying to fit in, and he finds some kid that tells him that he's like the best skateboarder ever. Like this. It's all the stuff you heard if you ever skateboarded back in the day. Like, oh, they were going to sponsor me, but I turned it down because I was too punk rock.
Heard that shit all the time.
Yep. And then you get to the skate park and the kid like actually sucks.
Yep.
But the whole skate park they go to is just like bowls everywhere. It's all, like I said, it's all 80s style. Like if you watch old Tony Hawk from back in the day, it's like the stuff he was doing back then.
Nice.
So it's a lot of fun for that. I really enjoyed it. personally. I'm trying to find that Rick Remender book while I'm talking, and it's not.
So I read. I'll talk about Sinister Sons #5.
Okay.
Tomasi Georgiev. It's funny because like that whole mysterious like spaceman that was trapped inside the whale ends up being. He says his name's Major Tom, and so there's like a whole Space Oddity reference with Bowie. Like when they leave the whale with Sinestro showing up. The surprise to me was Sinestro being a Red Lantern. I haven't read like I think the main Green Lantern book to know that he is a Red Lantern now in that book. So Sinestro, there's something about his fear, instilling fear, converted it to rage. So now he's a Red Lantern, which is pretty cool, I guess. I don't know if like big Green Lantern fans are upset about that, but Sinestro like takes the kids back to the new planet, and nobody's really told them or like asked if he's like their actual dad yet. So they're kind of like preparing for that in the next issue. So I'd say this one was kind of a low of an issue. It seemed like you were just moving you from point A to point B, and then shit's going to happen next issue. But I'm still liking it. I mean, Tomasi's still writing an interesting story. So
yeah, I'm very interested to get back into that. The last book I read was it comes out today. Everybody who's listening to this is Man's Best #4.
Nice.
And I guess all I'll say is I really enjoyed it. Art's phenomenal. Pornsack's writing a really great book here, so everybody should be checking that book out.
Yeah,
that's really all I read this week. I can't find this book, but I remember them.
No.
Now I'm starting to think
it was Black Science. It was Black Science.
Now he does get points because he wrote Frankencastle, like the greatest Punisher story ever written. So
that is your favorite Punisher story.
But I'm thinking like I read a lot of his Marvel stuff. I did like Kenny Avengers, but AVX was shit.
He's like, actually, I think I like Rick Remender.
No, his Captain America wasn't that great.
I loved his Holy Roller. I loved his X-Men run, his X-Force run.
Oh, Holy Roller.
I did not like Holy Roller.
Yeah. Oh, I loved Holy Roller. I thought it was great.
I read the first issue. And
it was the bowling one, right?
Yeah.
It was the bowling book, yeah. Yep.
Andy
I feel like it was called like Casanova or something like that.
I've never heard of that.
I think I'm mixing him up with somebody. He did a what is this? Chris is gonna go down a rabbit hole and start reading all. He did. So
shit.
In Fat Records catalog comic zine #2, he did a comic called My Heart Will Go On, and it's co-written by Fat Mike of NoFX. So I just yeah.
Dude, Chris, have you ever listened to a Rick Remender interview?
No.
Dude, listen to it. He is the most punk rock guy in all comics. He is very, very punk rock.
We gotta get on the
show. He was super inspired to me. In fact, I had to not stop listening to because I went on like a tangent and listened to him for like a week. And I was like, if I go down this guy's path, I am not going to have a comic career because he's that punk rock.
Wow.
Like the way he's done things and why he's done things, why he quit Marvel, like all that.
That's awesome.
I did like Tokyo Ghost.
Ghost is really good.
But it's also a Sean Gordon Murphy book, so
yeah, that helps.
But what was the other thing he wrote that I thought was funny here?
Yeah.
Oh, he wrote Bulletstorm. If you ever played that video game, Mike.
I don't know if I have.
And then he was the co-writer on Dead Space.
Oh, well, that's huge.
Yeah,
Dead Space is one of the.
Didn't he have that like Captain America run where he was like in like a Zemo world, like a futuristic with a Bucky kid?
Dimension Z, yeah, and that's where Nomad, the new Nomad, comes from.
Is that where he lost you? Because that run was good. I like that run.
Yeah, it was okay.
It's okay for Chris.
Listen, I read Ed Brubaker's Captain America. Like it's really tough to come back from that.
Sure.
Yeah, we get that.
Brubaker's always going to get the flowers from me when he like killed Nomad, wrote in a letter page, I didn't realize you guys gave a shit. I'm sorry. And then like 3 issues later did like a Nomad like homage story to say he's sorry. Like I was like, that guy gets it.
Yeah, he gets it. He understands the fans. Yeah. Oh man. All right, guys. Well, that's what we had this week. Travis, I think we had enough of your time. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Travis got more. Let Travis.
He's got more. If you want to talk about him, you can. Go ahead.
I got everything. Batman and Robin's good. Josh Williamson should be writing everything over at DC. Dead McKay's Avengers.
He is writing everything over at DC.
He's good.
Pretty much.
This Avengers is really good. It brings back a classic Cap villain, which is good.
Nice.
A little Nazi vampire. I love punching Nazis.
Oh, yeah. Oh, hell yeah, we do.
Hate monger?
What's up?
Is it hate monger?
No. He's not a Nazi. No, he's a Nazi. He's not a vampire.
He's not a vampire.
He was a vampire for a while.
I'm
pretty sure.
I'll show you who he is.
He's also a clone of Adolf Hitler, so yes, he's a Nazi.
Definitely
Nazi. Yeah, I will not argue the Nazi part.
Yeah. Just the vampire part.
Just the vampire part.
He is a blood-sucking piece of shit, though.
Try to find a good picture of him, of Mr. Baron Blood.
There it is. Oh, yeah, look at that.
Oh, yes.
Wow, that's amazing.
And it is a Captain America issue, Chris. It is not an Avengers issue. The Avengers are in it, but it is.
The Avengers are in the background.
I love that. I love that this event happened. It just came back to like it's Steve's team again. It's like as it should be.
Yeah.
I like Sam, but like it's Steve's team. Come on.
We got Transformers. I don't even like. I've never read Transformers in my life, but for some reason, I'm loving this.
Yeah, that's wild.
I'm loving the G.I. Joe stuff.
Yeah, Chris is into the G.I. Joe. I gotta get on that train.
I am reading the Josh Williams ones. I'm done now.
The Kelly Thompson one, the Scarlet one. If you like spy thriller stuff, I really liked it.
I didn't read Duke because I couldn't. It's because Duke is so uninteresting to me. Like,
read the first issue. Do me a favor, read the first issue. If it does not intrigue you, you can move on.
I read Destro though. Was it Destro the first one? No, it was Cobra Commander. I read Cobra Commander.
Cobra Commander is good. Yeah, Duke has been my favorite one so far.
Spider-Boy was super fun. There's a new villain called the Puzzle Master.
Oh, that's awesome.
There's puzzles throughout this book.
Oh my god, I love that. That's amazing.
Which is fun.
That's such a cool idea.
This is a big issue that unfortunately you need to read if you're reading Daredevil. But this Daredevil run sucks, so that's hard.
It's hard to swallow.
It's hard to swallow. This book is the most important book that came out this week.
Amazing Spider-Man 2.
No.
Amazing Spider-Man Blood Hunt.
Oh, Blood Hunt. Oh, I didn't see the blood. Because
it officially, and I posted this on Facebook, so I think Chris already knows, but it officially makes it. I don't know.
No. Just don't do it.
It's officially Morbin time.
Just don't do it.
Is it?
Slogan in the Marvel Universe. It is canon.
Morbin Did they say it's Morbin time?
They say it's Morbin.
God, I hate Morpheus so much.
Oh my god. The studios are like, they like it again. We should release another movie. It's
because they had to release a movie worse than that movie just so they can be like, he's not the worst anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is on the approved reading list for Blood Hunt 3. Mike can confirm.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
They're like, this is what happened to Miles. Okay, go read it somewhere else.
Gods 8. I am loving Gods. I think it's great. I'm really sad that it's going away because I think it's one of the best Marvel books. So that's a shame.
True.
I cannot talk about that because I know Chris reads it and it's a great ending. So Scarlet Witch. I love Steve Orlando's killing it. So
nice. God, he's doing the witch.
I'm liking Incredible Hulk. It's fun. I haven't actually read this yet, but it's in my stack for the week. This is the one that I was talking about. You guys like Rich Dueck, Heart Piercer. If you guys want dark fantasy, really came out one issue. So
it's on my list right now. I'm putting it on there. Heart Piercer.
Ain't No Grave. We got Scotty Young doing some good stuff with Jordy, so you can't go wrong there.
Western.
And then I haven't read this yet either, but Plastic's back. So.
Oh, okay, cool. I've never read that.
Oh, you never read Plastic? You should.
No, it should, yeah.
So it's a series. So it's Plastic, Vital, and then I don't remember. The last one was Furries. I just can't think of what it was.
Oh, okay.
Awesome. But Doug, he has a fucked up mind, and he does serial killers in a weird way, and it's a lot of fun.
Oh, okay, cool. I'll check it out.
If you like serial killers, like Dexter style, but like Wilder.
Yeah. Okay. No, I like that. That's awesome. And Heart Piercer's on my list now. I have to check that out.
Yeah, Richard Dueck's killing it. He's doing a good job over there. And it's really good art.
Yeah.
So listed on Hate Monger's wiki, he's one of the tags was vampire, but I can't find the exact.
This dude's still trying to find out that hate. He's like, I'm gonna prove Travis wrong. He was a vampire.
He was a vampire.
That one time.
I also want to point out that under his goals, it just says conquering the world to remake the Nazi regime.
Oh, hell yeah.
And under hobbies, Travis,
knitting,
spreading xenophobia and hatred.
Oh, that's probably.
So we should invite him out for a drink sometime. I guess.
Yeah, grab a beer with him. Yeah. I mean, his name is Hate Monger, right? So I think that's just the definition of.
It's true. He's gonna be a hard one to rebrand. You know how as heroes like Magneto, he's still like his like Red Skull be like, oh, he's a good guy, I guess.
Yeah. His name's Hate Monger.
Marvel, I will work day and night to make this happen. If I could do the the babyface turn for Hate Monger. First panel, he's shaving the mustache.
Yep. The coming of age.
First panel.
He's turning a new leaf.
Does he come out? Does he join? Is he gay?
Something like that.
Oh, he's got to be. Like that's the only
he's got to be. That's the only way he's so mad. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why he's been so mad all this time. He's been closeted.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Poor guy.
Yeah, poor guy. Living a lie.
All right, guys. I think that's all we read this week. So I guess I'll start with Mike. Mike, where can people find you on the internet?
Fortress Ricker on Twitter. Where can they find you, Travis Gibb?
Travis Gibb at Substack.com is probably the best place. That's where I post all my shit.
Subscribe to that shit. And Chris, where can they find you and or the show?
You can find me at Fortress Chris on most social media networks across the internet. And I mean, if it's a social media network, I'm probably whoring myself out there. Also, chriscomicscorner.substack.com, where I pretend to write things. If you want to find the show at Fortress Comics _ on Twitter, also fortresscomicnews.com. If you want to support the show, best way to do it is 5-star reviews. And also this week, apparently you get a free comic if you do a 5-star review.
Hell yeah.
Like, subscribe, share, comment down below on the YouTube version of this here video. And also patreon.com/fortresscomics. Thank you all so much for watching and or listening this week. See y'all here next week.
Thanks.